live.
Yes, we are. And we're live.
and we're live, and we just got yelled at by Valerie because we're babbling too much without being live.
That's right. Save it.
It's pretty bad like when we talk, so we just continue talking the whole time. So it's like these conversations just carry on.
I'm glad we have somebody to keep us in check now, I guess.
Right?
That's good. We need it.
You're extra.
Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. How's everybody doing? Any wins happening?
Oh, brother, there's always all kinds of wins.
Always, right?
Yeah, we got wins. Alex, if you want to go ahead, Alex, man, you set the stage, set the bar for us.
There's wins in the sense that there's some progress across a few projects that were not moving at the rate that I wanted them to, and now they seem to be catching up. It's interesting. I'm actually just, I think I'd mentioned to you guys, I'm just leaving Chatham, where we have two projects on the go. One of which was suffering because we need to do major foundation repairs, and we couldn't find somebody. And I think we have somebody that's not looking at starting in 2022. It's actually, they're going to be able to start much sooner than that.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was a battle. Our fourplex, there's progress happening, and I think we're coming to a point where we might be able to list it for rent within the next month and a half, just before December, I think, or before mid-December. So by January, we may be able to have it rented. So little things like that, and I think there are a few things that are moving in the right direction. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
That's amazing, man. Those are definitely some wins to discuss, brother. Congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you.
I kind of have the same kind of wins right now too. We have a couple of projects that weren't moving quite as fast as we had hoped, and then yesterday I went to start just checking up with everybody, and everybody kind of fell into place last minute today. So everything's going to be moving forward, and one property should be finished up early next week, and the other one's going to get the stuff that we were waiting for all done next week too. So within the next month maximum, we should have at least both. We should probably have both of them up. So it should be good.
That's amazing, man.
Nice.
Okay, my turn, I guess. Well, thanks to Shawn, I have my first duplex in Moncton that I'm going to be holding on to with a joint venture partner. So that's exciting. It's somebody that's done some business with me in the past, and they've made some money, and now they're coming back for another round. But this time they're saying, "Hey, we want to stick around for the long run," right? So that's pretty cool. On my Windsor fourplex, one of the tenants that weren't paying, we just found out that the eviction process is going to be started, and they had a court hearing. Shawn, I know you don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but New Brunswick, but this is a big win because since I bought the property, they didn't pay any rent, and I'm thankful that it took, I guess, probably about 5 months. It's about 5 months of no rent and just no cooperation or no intention to pay the rent. So pretty happy that we're able to get them out, and we're going to start to do some work there and get market rents. So that's good. That's going to increase the value of the property and start helping us get a little bit closer to the cash flow that where we want to be. What else is going on? I think those are two pretty big ones for me. I'm sure there's more. We're getting really close on our Toronto flip. It's like every week I guess we are always getting closer, but it always seems like it's closer than it is. Yeah.
You and I both, are we going to hit the market around the same time?
Probably, man. What, 2022? No. No. I'm hoping within a week, I've been saying this for about 3 months, but just
hopefully next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably I would say 2 to 3 weeks weeks out.
Okay.
It could slip. I mean, it's just if I look at it like I can probably sum up the things that need to be done in a very short list that theoretically should only take a week. But I think I'm going to be a little more realistic and say it could very well turn into 2 to 3. So, I wouldn't want to rush it. I feel like that's one that's aged with me for a bit. And now coming down to the final stages, I want to really pay attention to details before we go live. So it'll likely be early November at this stage.
Yeah, the details, you realize, again, I think we speak about I mention this all the time, but you see the big things, right? You see the cabinets go in the kitchen, you see the countertop go on, you see the demolition, but then it's like the little stuff, right? The little touch-up paint here, the vent covers here, the handles, the faucets, the toilet bars in the bathroom, like just the little things, they all add up at the end. And I think it's very nice. Slowly you piece them together when it's like that puzzle, right? But it's almost like it tapers off. It starts to taper off near the end. And it's nice to see.
It's all the finishing touch-up stuff that takes forever, right? Or it seems to.
Yes.
Yes. We noticed that with a couple projects because it was like you think it's like, oh yeah, we're ready for the market. Oh wait a minute, we got to do this, and this. But yes, it seems to take way more time than you want it to, right? I don't know if that's just our patience level or our want to have it out there faster, right?
It's coming from me doing all of this by myself, I guess a number of projects ago, let's say, my problem was that I had been doing all the renovation leading up to the point where I have my buddy come in and install the kitchen. So then it's like, okay, well, now I got to wait a week for the countertop because the countertop guy needs to come and measure after the kitchen's been installed. And then it takes him a while to cut the countertop and come back and install it. Mm-hmm. And then I have to do the backsplash and then do the plumbing on the finishing touch as well. Those items, I'm so worn out from the full renovation. I'm so tired, annoyed, lots of things that probably went wrong. So I'm like, fuck, I don't have the patience for this anymore. And it's right at the end when you have to have probably the most attention to detail. So that's kind of bitten me in the ass a few times. And now it's not the case. I'm actually the countertop. So that's interesting. I don't know if Cali, you would look at this, but I'm doing quartz backsplash as well. So the same material for the countertop is going on the wall in the kitchen as well.
Okay.
In the Toronto
right.
Clip. So I think it'll look really nice, but it's also saving that additional timeline to do the backsplash after the countertop's been installed. That backsplash is being installed at the same time with the countertop.
Nice. Yeah, that'll look nice too, man. It's a luxe look.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
but it's no herringbone hardwood, man.
Pardon me?
I said it's no herringbone hardwood.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. I gotta, you know what? Anytime you want to come by, man, you too, Shawn, you guys want to come by and take a look at the project before we hit the market. We're really, really close. So yeah, next week we'll connect. I'll bring you by. Just let me know when you're in town.
I think I'd love to take you up on that. It's overdue. So yeah, I think we're. I don't know if we made this commitment live before, but if I'm making it now, anyone watching, hold me accountable.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Just lean on everybody else to tell you now. No, that's awesome.
There you go.
I'm glad to hear it. I get excited like when something's about to go up for sale, right? Because then it's like, all right, this is the culmination of everything, and kind of that little bit of nerve still happens. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just get excited, right? Like it's like, all right.
Yeah, you made it. Like if you're ready. Like it's interesting because if you use like the race analogy, like it's a race, right? Like you start at the, you start at the starting line, and then more. Yeah, definitely. But or like a triathlon. You know what I mean? Like there's different parts, right? It's like there's more than one race in the race, right? There's like mini races,
Oh, and
once once you get it listed, it's like another race now, right? It's like you start all over. Just you finally get it there. It's interesting. A lot of yeah.
That's
Cool.
great.
Hey, let's do our intros. We're slacking.
We're like halfway in.
I know. Hey. By the way, who are you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey. By the way, I'm Cali Braithwaite. Everybody, if you don't know, thanks for tuning in. On we're going live with the ABCs on real estate, and I'm currently focusing on flips, and now more so long-term holds, especially in the Moncton, New Brunswick area. If you want to reach out to me and get involved or just hear and talk about some of the deals I got going on, go through the numbers and all that fun stuff, my contact info is at the bottom of the screen. At Grow with Cali on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.
1, 2, 3. Okay, go. Yeah, and I'm Shawn Gunther out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here, we'd love to talk to you. Also, if you are new to real estate investing and are just looking to kind of get started, don't necessarily know how to do that, definitely give us a call. You can reach me at 506-800-4289 or on Instagram at the Moncton Home Buyer. Or also, you could reach me just by my name on Facebook or on LinkedIn.
All right, that's me now. That was my cue. So Alex is out of Hamilton, Ontario. I'm an active investor with a focus on flips and multifamily conversion projects throughout the GTA and beautiful Chatham region, southwestern Ontario, where I'm coming from right now. You guys, anyone wants to connect, talk about potential opportunities, always happy to connect. Phone number is 289-769-8975. You can always reach me on Instagram, alexandru.mustatea. And Brad's a little under the weather today from what I understood.
Yes. So hopefully he gets better within due time. So guys, what else are we, any challenges? What kind of challenges are we? I mean, I guess we kind of talked about that, but is there anything that's, pressing, like, hey, I wish this was just got this over with. I wish I didn't have to deal with this. I know we're all at different stages in building our businesses. What kind of challenges have you guys been dealing with this week in the business development? Training
is the one that I'm kind of struggling with right now. Cause trying to get guys to kind of adhere to KPIs that you give them, and also to make sure that they're trained well enough to kind of be able to do it on their own without having to spend all the time. Because obviously I have lots of other things that I need to do as well outside of just training guys. But it's, that's kind of the struggle that I'm dealing with right now. What about you guys?
What are you training for?
For sales.
For sales. Okay. So I was, forget who I was talking to. Are you using some of the tools that are like the YouTube videos from basically Matt McKeever, Adam Martin, and any of the content that Ben has online as far as sales training? Is that something that you rely on?
Not so much. I'm putting them through, probably going to have them, do the Cardone U with me as we're kind of going through that. So that's one way to do it. But it's more, kind of taking them through the process and getting them to understand it. So I think sometimes we take it for granted what the amount of knowledge that we kind of have towards this. And a lot of times I think that the things that we think should be common knowledge just aren't common knowledge. So it's finding out how do we explain this in a way that they're going to understand it and be able to copy that going forward with confidence, right? And what I've realized that each person seems to be a little bit different, right? So how do you create something that somebody could just potentially walk into, read, and understand? Or I'm aware training is going to be an ongoing kind of thing, right? But where do you start? And maybe it's possible that I'm doing fine with it, and it's just going to take some time. But also, you know what I mean? Anytime somebody else has done it before you, they're probably going to have some shortcuts and some suggestions and things like that. Like you've dealt with kind of sales training a bit with your guys, I would imagine, because you have some guys going out and like wholesale or finding deals for you, right, Alex?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, that's always, you probably hit the nail on the head there. You hammered the nail on the head.
Hammer City, Hammer City.
Or use the hammer in vain, okay? Yeah, it is an ongoing process. The training, the skills, the telephone skills. I think I've had a pretty rude awakening there the first time we did marketing, and having our pitch scrutinized and our telephone process scrutinized by Ben and by other folks, to a point where I think I know what to look for, but I'm not going to make the argument that I'm a pro myself. I don't know if you need to be, but a lot of that has been embedded in my head, and now it's a constant, positive criticism, positive feedback on phone calls, recording the calls, and going back over them, like playing them back. That I find to be very, very important. I don't know, if you're doing that, I would highly, highly recommend that you role play and record a call so that they can hear them out. They oftentimes they can pick up on their own awkwardness without somebody pointing it out if they get to listen to it.
Yeah,
that's a great point, man.
I pick up on my own bullshit when I rewatch even these very lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pick up on things that and it's not content, it's just a form of expression more than anything.
So you're just making shit up when you're talking?
Yeah. Alex, I don't know, man.
No, but it's not on the content, it's expression, like the ability to control the conversation. If you listen to it as you're having the conversation with the seller, then you'll pick up on where you went wrong and when you should have listened or when you should have answered it in a different way. That's what I'm referring to.
Well, and I mean, that just comes down to hindsight's always 20/20, right? I think that, personally, I think you can always be better. You can always get better. You can always improve. There's no one's ever perfect. And I mean, as long as you're continuing on a path of growth, you're good, right? I think it's a lot of it too. And like, same deal. Like, I mean, I've gone through this. I've done this, a number of times myself. So, I'm sure I can help them along their journey, but I think sometimes I want to be so much better already. And it's like, okay, so how do I kind of skip the steps of kind of going through it and kind of make it go faster, right? Like, instead of how do I do this? How do I do this faster? That's the question I asked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alex, like I really resonate with what you're saying, man, because I know I remember maybe almost a year, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, I reached out to some other people in the mastermind and I said, hey, if anybody wants to get on a do some mock calls, let's do it, right? And a couple of people reached out and we did some calls and we recorded them. And first of all, was it ever funny just hearing your own voice, like just getting over that, right? Just hearing yourself, forget about what you're saying, just hearing yourself and thinking that's what someone else is hearing when they hear me talk, like, you know what I mean? Is that how I sound? And then and then once you get over that, then you can start to listen to, okay, when was I being genuine? When was I kind of forcing it? Was I talking too much? Was there an opportunity that I missed to speak? And then you're picking apart yourself before you even give someone else a chance to. And they're like, hey man, you did fine, man. But you're like, no, Yeah. So I totally like that approach because it keeps you as the leader of not having to be the one to point anything out. You're just putting the mirror up in front of them and saying, hey, look in the mirror. And by them looking in the mirror, they're picking out, hey, okay, I can change this, I can change that. Not that they don't look good in the mirror or what they're doing is not good, but it's just a chance for you to be with them and watch them see what someone else is seeing, right? And then use that as an opportunity for training or for growth or development. So yeah, I like that. You make a lot of sense, man.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, sorry, I was just saying, I agree with you there too. And I mean, it makes sense. And you can also kind of witness their realization too. And that can almost give you insight into them and how, things that they're going to pick up on and not, right?
That's right. It's a much more gentler approach, right?
I think that this is something that I personally I still struggle with, and using 5 words to say something that I could have said in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that makes I like that's a very, very rational way to put it, right? Like, because I mean, sometimes people just need that extra bit of explanation that you may take for granted.
Yeah, but in a sales environment, knowing its interest. So these are all very theoretical things that I know I swear by, but whether or not I actually do them, that's a different story. No. Knowing when not to oversell, knowing where to stop your pitch because you've sold it, and anything more you say will be talking yourself out of the deal. And
Right.
I've noticed these in replays or evaluations of sales processes, even on a far more formal level, such as like industrial equipment sales that I was part of in my previous lives. Like, knowing when to shut the fuck up because you've said enough is important.
Yeah,
100%. Because I think sometimes if we lack the confidence, or even if you just get overexcited, sometimes you get overexcited and you're like, you believe in the product so much or the opportunity so much that you just want to talk your way, like talk the other person into believing it too, right? And sometimes you're totally right. I think that's a strength, is knowing when to talk and when not to talk.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of sales that we don't talk about a lot is the listening part, and listening to what the other person is actually looking for, what they want. If you're selling something that the other person doesn't want, you're wasting everybody's time, right? But finding out, hey, what do you...
Sorry, go ahead, Cali. Sorry.
No, I think I'm overselling it. Go ahead, man.
One of the things that I often pick at with my guys and these are partnerships, so they're, I think I can provide some of this criticism, but they're not in my employees per se. But nonetheless, one of the things that I'll pick on is on CallRail, you can actually see of the entire conversation, percentage-wise, how much did the agent speak and how much did the customer, the home seller, speak, so percentage-wise. So whenever I see that the agent's spoken 75% of the time, that's a bad call. They're talking way more than they should. They're not listening as much as they could. Mm-hmm. They're not asking open-ended questions, allowing the seller to give insight to their situation. So even something as little as that gives you some great insight on how successful that call was.
Yeah,
those are great.
I can see that for like insight as well, but at the same time, I've spoke to people who want to sell but don't necessarily want to talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of 6 and 1 half does the other. I think regardless of that percentage, listening to the call is going to still tell a much broader story, right? But definitely, I think an idea.
I think if you see that those analytics, Shawn, and you're the, you have people that are working with you, and you're looking at, okay, which call should I listen to? You may decide to listen to that call where it's 75-25 to see, okay, what's going on here? Was it just the seller wasn't talkative, or was my guy just going through a script and not even and there was no one on the other line? It was the kid that answered the phone. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you get these telemarketers and you answer the phone and they just read through and you're like, I got to say something, but they're not done yet. They're still reading their whole 1-pager. And you're like, I don't even want this thing, but I'm just going to listen to what they have to say, right? So
yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, and it's definitely, there's definitely any analytics or any data that you're gonna have is gonna be useful, right? And like if you know what you're looking for and all that, like I mean that's another idea. Like how many calls do you guys tend to listen to of each guy? Like do you listen to all of them? You know what I mean? Do you just kind of listen to X amount until they're hitting the KPIs that you're expecting of them? You know, are you only kind of spending a lot of time on the quality part of things, or do you have somebody else that's dealing with that? Like, is there anybody else that's kind of that far ahead, or has even thought about that?
I can answer that real quickly. So, as far as listening to calls, I don't like maybe on a first conversation, I'll listen to a call if I'm going to be getting involved in that, like somehow, right? Because like what I've been doing, the way I've structured a lot of my off market, like direct to seller marketing and stuff like that, has been somebody's warming up the call and then I'll come in as like the closer or whatever, right? I'll be involved in also talking to the seller. So if there's a conversation that happens, I think the more information I have, the more I can listen to and engage what this person is looking for, the better it is. Other than just reading like the person's notes, if I have the time, I'll listen to the call and get an idea. And then even then, if I'm working with somebody that has little bit less sales experience, it's also an opportunity for me to encourage them or say, hey, this is something we can try next time, or what do you think of this? Or, maybe Alex's approach, hey, did you have a chance to listen to that call? I think you should. And then let me know what you think about it, right? Yeah. So that's something that I'll probably start doing is getting the other person to listen to the call. If it's someone that is maybe less experienced, right? Someone who's experienced and who's kind of self-motivated, knows what they're doing, I'm not gonna micromanage them as much because they don't need it. They're gonna figure things out. I'm working with them because they already have that experience, right? So I have more confidence in them. But if they want to go in and talk about, hey, what do you think about this call? I'm always open to have that dialogue 100%. Constructively.
Oh, that's awesome. I was just kind of thinking about that, I guess, like because I guess the thought came into my mind. Okay, now am I spending hours every day listening to these people's calls now? You know what I mean? And for the first part, I imagine you're probably going to listen to more just to kind of keep them, trained or keep on top of their training until you're confident that they can do what you're asking them to do too, right?
I think a good opportunity, Shawn, for me is that if there's someone that's speaking to many potential customers, and there's no conversion happening, so you're thinking, okay, maybe there was something missed, right? Maybe they didn't ask the right questions, or maybe the customer said something and they didn't identify that was an opportunity to sell, right? Yeah. So I'd listen more for those opportunities, like missed opportunities. But if someone on my team is like, hey, I got this deal locked up and whatever, I'm not going to listen to the call because the job's done, right? There's nothing unless I'm listening to it unless I'm listening to it to like become better at what I'm doing, right? To learn something from it. But it's really how you want to prioritize your time.
You don't care how the sausage is made, eh?
That's right. Exactly. As long as it's cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cooked and it tastes good. We're all good.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, we're pretty well right up on the end of the show already. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Just saw you guys on YouTube too. That's awesome. Another platform. So Carly came and made a post too. I actually just wanted to reach out. I don't know if he's still watching or not. Daniel Blagrove wrote that we're rock stars, and I just wanted to say thank you for that, Daniel. You are a hell of a rock star yourself. So
thanks for the support, man.
All right. So I don't know. Do we want to do our little outros and call her a day or what?
Sure. Let's wrap it up. Yeah. Take us away.
Yeah. All right. I'll jump in. Alex Mustafa, based out of Hamilton, Ontario, with a focus on flips and multifamily conversions throughout the GTA and in Chatham, where I'm coming from right now. Always looking to connect. By all means, if you're interested in some of the deals that I'm involved with, be happy to chat. You can reach me on my cell phone at 289-769-8975 or on Instagram, Alexander.Mustatea.
Alex is the man. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, whether you're watching the recorded or live. We love the feedback and the comments. We're so excited that we're now on YouTube. So if you've had a hard time finding us on Facebook, now you can find the pre-recorded lives on YouTube. So put your comments there, follow us, subscribe, throw a like in there, all the positive things that help us and encourage us to keep adding value to you and us. I'm Cali Braithwaite. I'm out of the GTA, currently focusing on flips, long-term holds, and assignments. I'm also doing a lot of business in the Moncton area. Those same strategies I'm applying out there as well. So if you do want to reach out and connect and, you know, find out what I'm working on and how you could get involved, I'm always looking to build up my stream of joint venture partners. You can contact me through Instagram at Grow with Cali, or you can call me at 289-207-5316. And yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks again.
Awesome. And I'm Shawn Gunther out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area, and we're always looking for people to join our team. And also, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here, we'd love to talk to you. You can reach us at 506-800-4289, Instagram at the Moncton Homebuyer, or on LinkedIn or Facebook by my name, Shawn Gunther. Yeah, so, you know, thanks again for joining us this week. It's been awesome. Hopefully we can continue to provide value for you as well. And if you could just throw up the YouTube handle, or again, Valerie, that would be great. So if anybody's looking to reach out or, you know, see some of our past videos, we'd love to hear all your comments and all that stuff. Now that we're on YouTube, we're pretty excited for that as well. So yeah, hope to see you guys again here next week, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, take care.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.